Morning, Jules here from Joolsedesigns and JT Creations. So it's a wet morning in Cyprus this morning. It's absolutely torrential rain, so you might hear it throughout the video, and we're also going to get some thunder. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some smooshing with inks on book pages. And this is a back to basics, so it's easy. You can use paint, watercolour paints. I think you can use acrylic paints as long as you put plenty of water. But today I've got this set of the mini inks, abandoned coral, fossilised amber, twisted citron, cracked pistachio, mermaid lagoon, blueprint sketch and hickory smoke. So what I usually do is I decide what colours I'm going to use. So I think what we'll do is we'll go for the hickory smoke. And all I do is, this is a silicone mat. You can use polythene. And I just press it on and get a little spray. It's nice with oxide inks as well, but I don't have any with me at the moment. And that is, the water's watered that down a bit, and then all I do is I just, you can see it's just a muted effect. So we'll put that one down. I've just got, I think, 4 pages. And I will need to pause the video in between to let these dry. Normally at home I would use a heat gun. For drying paper you can use a hairdryer. You just can't use it for embossing powders and things like that. They're not strong enough. So we'll try a bit more, because I'm going to put the hickory smoke on all of them, because I like the muted effect it gives. I know when I get home I've got some new inks waiting for me, and sprays, so I will be doing a full mixed media. Oh, sorry, I'm making you feel seasick. I'm knocking my camera. It's clipped to the mirror on the vanity unit, so I know when I wobble it, I am aware that you kind of shake a bit like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and I'll come back to you when this is dry. I'm going to try and dry it off with a hairdryer or something. I'll put some of that on there. Okay, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, that's me back. So one of the reasons we don't use a hairdryer is because they're too blowy and your papers go all over. It's just about dry. It's got a couple of damp edges, but as you can see, it's quite muted. Just looks like water splashes. That one, there's very little on there, but you can see. So what we're going to try now is trying to think. I think we'll have Mermaid Lagoon. And again, all I'm doing, you don't have to press too hard, just and if you wanted, you could mix colours. You know, I put a little bit of blueprint sketch. And then what we'll do is we'll get one that's not hardly got any, and you just put it down like that. And it will drip. and that's fine. Just make sure everything that you've got, if you're working in your lounge or somewhere, everything's protected. Okay. And it doesn't matter if there's a little or a lot. Just let it go and just see what you come up with. I mean, that was the first one I put down, so yeah, that's... but what you can do is if there's too much, just put that down there. And you'll get kind of a mirror image. And this seems to be all greys and blues, so I think maybe we might put a bit of green or pink, I'm not quite sure yet. And these colours do lighten up when they're dry. And if you've got any left, what I usually do is I take a piece of napkin and I just mop it up, because you can use your napkins. We will do some napkin decoupage. And this is a piece of napkin that hasn't got a pattern on. So there we are. And again, I'll dry these and then I'll come back to you when they're dry. See you in a bit. Okay, that's me back. So we've got some quite interesting combinations of colour. So we've got a little bit of grey there, and the blue print sketch goes into the Mermaid Lagoon. So we've got a little bit of purple. The blue print sketch is it's got a purple tone to it. So there you can see the grey. It's quite interesting. I like the ones that don't get as much colour. I think they're more interesting. And there we are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some abandoned coral. Now this is quite a reddy colour, so I am going to put a little bit of fossilised amber, not a lot. And I've put quite a bit of water on this, so and I'm not dipping it in too much. I just want little bits at the moment. Like that. And these make lovely backgrounds for tags and pockets in your journals. If you've got a colour theme going on in your journal, you can use inks and paints that match your colour theme. Alright, so this is the one of the ones that's been done a lot, so it's not going to have the more you press on, the more smudged it becomes on the other side. And I think we'll just do a little bit more on that one. Do a little bit there. And we'll put that there, and again, mop up. It soon picks it up. And again, I'll come back to you when these are dry. Now this is starting to drip, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit on there. Put a bit on there. We'll just muddle them up a bit. So you can see we've got some orange colours going on where the fossilised amber and the coral have mixed, which is fine. That's what I was looking for. So again, I'll come back to you when they're dry. Hi, I'm back. So yeah, there's some, you can see where it's dried in and it's like puddled. Quite pretty. Would make a nice summer day type journal. And we've got some little bits of green where the yellow and the blue, well, the fossilised amber and the blues mixed. So I think what I might do is I might put a tiny little bit of green. I wasn't going to. And this is Twisted Citron. And I'm not putting a lot of this on. I'm going to really water it down and just put random. Right, we'll try that one last. Just where there's some white bits. There, and again, this is starting to look quite colourful. And again, I will come back when these have dried. Okay. And again, there we have it. So yeah, so they're nice. Quite like the effect that's given. The camera isn't showing it as good as what it is. Yeah, I quite like them. And the book pages I used is, it's a Cypriot book, a Greek book, but I liked the font, and it's a modern book. It's not an old book. So the paper's quite strong. And you can use any combination of colour. If you wanted, you could use yellows and browns and pinks, you know, to make it sort of like a warmer colour, or you could just use blues and purples. But I just chose to use these. So what I want to do with these now is, just going to sit down, is in my journal, I like to have side pages. Now this is the only journal I've got with me, the one that I made for the Back to Basics. And this I'm going to use as my ideas journal. So I'm looking for one of the reasons I didn't put trim on all of them, because I want to show you some of the things I like to do. So I like to put like paper side tucks on, so that you've got a pocket there and a pocket there. And then what I usually do, I like to sketch, so I'll you know, sketch down there. But I've been doing some bird tags and things like that I want to put in these pockets, and they go with the pretty colours. There's another one. There's a blue and yellow bird. I've done some little tags, some scene tags, flower tags. There's a little Irish one. There's another one with the bluebirds. I had to go at sketching a kingfisher and painting him, and some mushrooms. So this is what I like to do. But what you can do if you want is you can put that up there, and then you can turn it again and have like a little tuck, or you can do it like this if you just want a short one, which is what I'm going to do, and then turn that up like that, and then you've got a pocket, and a pocket. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put my journal away. So first of all, I'm going to put the two edges together. In fact, no, what I am going to do is I'm going to glue this down first. So I'm just going to turn over the top of the page. Should have really turned it over before I glued it, but all I want is just a tiny, that's about 1/4 of an inch. And then yeah, I've done it wrong, but never mind. Should have gone over on the other side. But it doesn't matter, I'm putting those two together. And I've already showed you, if you don't have a circle punch, you can draw around anything, but I managed to get one while I was here. So I'm just going to put that there. So it's probably, where's the ruler? In fact, what we'll do is we'll put it down a bit more. Three-quarters of an inch down, and then fold it, and then you do it 3/4 of an inch again. And then fold it again. Now, sometimes I'll put a notch in there, which I am going to. But I need to. So what I'm doing is I'm just bending that back so I can see. It might not be the bestest. And there we have it. So we've got a pocket there, and a pocket there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue those down. Now remember, this is the middle bit that and then this one, where's my, that's here. This is this bit of the pocket. I'm just going to do the sides. I found my tip for my art glitter glue. I thought I'd brought it with me, but I just couldn't find it. It was in my pencil case. And stick that down. And before I stick this one down, I'm going to ink it. And I should have really done that before I did this one, but I'll do it like this. If you forget and you stick something down a pocket and you want to ink round it, just stick something underneath it. And then again, I'm going to glue this flap down. And this flap. And there we have it. So we've got a nice pocket to put these in. We've got a pocket to put these in, and we've got little tiny pockets to put small ephemera in, and that's how it'll look. Oops, that's how it will look on your in your journal. And if you wanted to, you could decorate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this snippet roll and I'm going to use it as clusters, because this is another use for the snippet roll. And scissors, there we are. Cut that one off. And there we are. Oh, got a wee fly, get away. Got a wee fly. And I'm just going to stick that. In fact, what I'll do is I should use fabric tack, but I've got the glitter glue out, so I'm using that. And I've got some magazine shapes here, so we'll use these. And just stick that over like that. And then you can put a little word on, or a heart, or a button, you know, piece of ribbon. But there we have that one. So that's that pocket. With the others, right, with this one I'm going to do a tag. Let me see how I want it. Right. I'm going to have right, okay. So what I'm doing is I'm bending this over like that, and it's 1.25 inches, and I'm going to stick this down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend that over like that. And then I'm putting that right to the edge. And like a pocket, I'm just going to glue the two sides. I'm doing the quite thick around the corners. Just on one side. And I'm sticking that down. I'm just going to do this little pocket here. As you can see, that's not straight. Right, so I have a tag shape. I have a tuck here and I have a tuck here. Now what I'm looking for is my here it is. And this is just like a store card, coffee card that I've cut the corners off to make it easier for me cutting the tags. So that's why I did the corners. And then turn that over so that you've got it at the same level. And there we have it. So there we have it. We have a pocket there. And I'm looking for a smaller tag. And we have a pocket there. So you can put tags in, you can put what you like, and that's that. So that's your tag with a pocket and a secret hidey place for, you can put a journal card or whatever in there, and you know, you can put your grommet in there. So I hope you get something out of this. So that's smooching. We will go over a little bit more as time goes on, but as I say, you can use paint. So I hope you get something out of this. I hope you've enjoyed it. And there we have it, our little pockets, and all to go in your journal. So thank you. Bye.